Have you ever felt something was off, but couldn't explain it? Today, you'll learn the hidden signs she won't tell you. Have you ever sensed that something between you and the woman you're dating just shifted? Everything seems normal on the surface, but deep down, you feel the connection weakening. You try to convince yourself it's just stress or a bad day, but a quiet instinct keeps tapping you on the shoulder. Most men miss the early warnings when a woman's attention starts drifting toward another man. They cling to words, ignore behavior, and hope things will simply return to normal. But the truth is, women rarely say it out loud. Instead, they send coded signals, subtle, easy-to-miss phrases and actions that reveal where their heart is leaning. Today, I'm going to show you how to recognize those signs early, and more importantly, how to respond with the calm strength of a true Stoic, without losing your dignity or your self-respect. Imagine this. You're having an ordinary conversation, and suddenly she says something like, "I feel like I need more excitement in my life lately." Sounds harmless, right? But hidden underneath could be a craving for new experiences, or even a new person. Another clue? Comparisons. Not every guy knows how to keep things exciting, she mentions casually. It may sound like a simple statement, but it's often a veiled hint. Someone else may have impressed her recently. Now, here's the critical part. Do not react from fear. Don't fall into the trap of chasing, begging, or overcompensating. Stoic philosophy teaches us a fundamental truth. We cannot control other people's feelings. We can only control our reaction to them. When you hear these signs, see them as valuable information. Information that tells you it's time to step back, observe, and act with clarity. You are not here to convince anyone to stay. You are here to live with dignity, strength, and unwavering peace. And sometimes, the most powerful move is simply standing still while others drift away. When a woman's interest begins to shift, it's not always about big arguments or dramatic breakups. It often starts with subtle changes in how she talks about herself and about you. One phrase you should listen for is, "I think I need to focus more on myself right now." On the surface, it sounds like self-care, but sometimes it's a polite way of creating emotional distance without confrontation. She's preparing herself and you for an eventual separation. Another common sign is, "I don't want to feel tied down to anything at the moment." It might seem like a general reflection about life, but it's often a quiet signal that she's leaving doors open, perhaps for someone else. This is where your Stoic mindset must kick in. Recognizing these signs is not an invitation to panic or cling harder. It's a call to observe without judgment and to protect your center of gravity. Instead of reacting emotionally, begging for answers, or trying to win her back, you must redirect your energy entirely. Refocus on yourself. The real tragedy is not losing someone's attention. The real tragedy is losing yourself trying to hold on to it. At this stage, you have two choices. You can spiral into anxiety, chasing a fading connection, or you can stand tall, strengthen your foundation, and let whatever is meant to fall away fall. When she sees that her behavior doesn't shake you, when you remain calm, composed, and completely unfazed, something changes. You stop being predictable. You stop being ordinary. And whether she stays or walks away, you remain powerful because your peace is no longer up for negotiation. As you grow sharper at reading these subtle signs, you'll notice the emotional distance becomes even more apparent through her words and behavior. Another revealing phrase is, "I just feel so alive when I'm out with different people." Pay attention here. When the excitement she describes no longer involves you, that's not a coincidence. It's an early sign that her emotional fulfillment is shifting elsewhere. Or she might say something like, "Maybe we just need some space to miss each other." Sometimes, space can strengthen a relationship, but often it's a polite exit strategy, an excuse to explore new options without feeling guilty. The true test for you isn't just seeing the signs, it's deciding how you respond. Most men at this point start pleading, over-explaining, or promising to change. But that's the wrong move. A man grounded in Stoic power doesn't chase validation. He recognizes that love, loyalty, and connection must be mutual, never forced. If she genuinely wants to be with you, she won't need space to realize it. If her heart is drifting, Giving her more access to you will only push her further away. Your job is not to convince her of your worth. Your job is to live it. Through your actions, your composure, and your unwavering respect for yourself. When you stay composed, something powerful happens. You become rare. You become the man who doesn't lose himself trying to hold onto what's already slipping. And whether she comes back or not, you'll have already won, because you never abandoned yourself in the process. Once you recognize the truth behind her words and actions, your real decision is not whether you fight for her attention. It's whether you fight for your own peace. A Stoic man doesn't beg. He doesn't compete for someone's affection. He simply observes, understands, and then chooses with dignity. If she is pulling away, allow her. You don't need to chase after anyone who doesn't choose you freely. Love that needs to be forced isn't love, it's fear. You must understand, your value doesn't decrease because someone fails to appreciate it. It's in these moments, when you're tempted to panic, that your true strength is revealed. You can calmly acknowledge the shift. You can, without anger or bitterness, say something like, "I've noticed a change. I respect your journey, and I respect mine. I won't hold on to anyone who no longer wishes to stay." Say it once. Say it with calm. Then step back and let her actions speak louder than any excuses. If she genuinely values you, she will return, with effort, with clarity, and without confusion. If not, she was never meant to stay. And in both cases, you remain powerful, because the man who refuses to sacrifice his peace for temporary validation becomes magnetic, not only to women, but to life itself. The Stoic man doesn't chase outcomes. He lives by principles: dignity, clarity, resilience. He doesn't beg for love. He becomes love. He doesn't demand loyalty. He embodies loyalty to himself first. And by mastering his emotions, he masters everything else. You don't lose by walking away from what isn't meant for you. You win by walking steadfast toward what you truly deserve. If this video helped you see things with new clarity, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Every week, we're sharing real, practical advice to help you unlock your true power. Share this video with a brother who needs to hear it today, because the strongest move you can make is protecting your peace.